Did we really just find out that the FBI has put over 280,000 illegal searches on American citizens? Senator Josh Hawley questions Deputy FBI Director Paul Abbate, and it's pretty scary what we're finding out about the FBI and, honestly, every department of our federal government. Let's jump into it.
Senator Hawley.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Abbate, let me just stay with you. Let's just get the record straight. The FBI director initially said it doesn't exist. Then Senator Grassley said, I've read it. Then he said, oh, okay, well, gotcha. I guess it does exist. Now you're going back and forth with members of this committee. What's in it? Why don't you just release it? Is it classified?
The document is not classified.
How about just a yes or no? Will you commit to releasing this unclassified document that alleges that the President of the United States has taken $5 million or more in bribes from a foreign nation? Will you release the document to the public? It's unclassified. Don't you think the American people have a right to see it?
In some instances, Senator, and I know you know this, that is not sufficient to protect people. And that's what we strive and work to do each and every day. And I hope you would take that seriously, too.
Oh, I take it very seriously. But I also take seriously the fact that your institution has repeatedly abused its authority, has repeatedly targeted political opponents. Your institution is the one that went to the door of pro-life protesters with SWAT teams to try and intimidate people because of their speech. Your institution is the one that treated parents as domestic terrorists because of their speech. Your institution is the one that, according to the court, the FISA court, ran 278,000 unwarranted, probably illegal queries on Americans, right? That was your institution, correct?
With respect to the compliance incidents, yes.
Compliance, you would characterize the unlawful querying 278,000 times of American citizens as compliance issues?
We've said before, I've said that it's totally unacceptable.
Who's been fired for it?
Individuals involved are handled through the disciplinary process.
Who's been fired for it?
We have, in the case of the unintentional instance where something similar happened, we have fired people in the past.
Wait, I'm sorry. What does that word salad mean? The unintentional instance where what does that mean? Who's been fired for the 278,000 times that you improperly or illegally queried the database for American citizens? Anybody?
When we find intentional incidents.
Well, you're saying that the 278,000 queries were unintentional?
I believe that's correct.
Wow. 278,000 times American citizens' information was queried by your agency unintentionally? That's your testimony?
I would want to go back and check that, Senator.
But well, that's what you just told me.
My understanding is that the vast majority of
wait, that's different. You just said it was. You just said it was unintentional. Now it's the vast majority. Which is it? Do you know?
I would want to go back and check it.
So you don't know?
My understanding is that likely all were unintentional.
Likely all. So first it was all of them, then it was vast majority. Now it's likely all. So you don't know is the answer to the question.
I don't know the answer as we sit here today, but I will find out. Could have started with that probably.
Here's the deal. You're back in front of us asking for the reauthorization of extraordinary authorities. Multiple courts have uncovered extraordinary abuses perpetrated by your agency. You are at the same time concealing information about serious allegations made against the President of the United States, even as your institution also targets his chief political opponent in an unprecedented way. Why would we ever give you the blank check that you want to continue surveilling American citizens in an improper manner? Why would we ever do that?
Senator, we're here to talk about reforms today. I did get confirmation that the query...
No, we're not. We're here to talk about the reauthorization of Section 702. Why would we reauthorize it, given your track record of abuse and illegal improper surveillance and political targeting? Why would we do that? Why would it be appropriate for this body to do that?
We've made significant reforms and implemented corrective measures. We've seen significant progress as a result of that, Senator. The queries that you mentioned early were, in fact, unintentional. That's what I was just told by my counterpart.
That is an amazing.
The earlier question.
So your testimony is the 280,000 queries of American citizens was unintentional. That's your final answer?
That's how they were assessed by that team that did the review. I'm not satisfied with that. That's why we've implemented further measures, as I announced earlier today.
Yeah, I don't believe that at all. And frankly, we've heard from your agency 1,000 times that you're going to do better, will do better. You promised after the abuses of Title I you'd do better, and then we find out that in the meantime you're illegally querying 280,000 American citizens' data. It's unbelievable, frankly. Everything you say is unbelievable.
It is unbelievable. Did the FBI director take pride in the fact that they've made great strides to improve? Your baseline is 280,000 unintentional mistakes? Just think about how much time it takes to run those queries. That's just a waste of time and money to have a federal agency that is both withholding information from both Congress and the Senate, unclassified information, that they also said didn't exist till they got caught red-handed and will only show a redacted version. And when they get caught making 280,000 unauthorized or illegal searches, they're allowed to self-judge and they determined them all to be unintentional, how much do we pay the average FBI agent? How could we ever consider giving this agency a new building that cost more than the Pentagon? We all need to be very grateful for the Freedom Caucus. It is solely through their work that we've really gotten congressmen and great senators into our government, and we can finally start pulling back the tentacles of the federal government and actually be a United States and not America, this totalitarian government that thinks they own every one of us. When you see stuff like this, you have to realize that it's not right versus left. It's the shocking abuse of power and the fact that we finance it. If Democrats were for cutting the budget, I'd support every one of them. Unfortunately, throughout all of history, they do their best to make you feel safe. And unfortunately, they just can't do it fiscally responsibly, so they're always going to need to increase budgets. And that's how these things happen. Go to State Freedom Caucus now. Donate. Find out who the local candidates are. We can truly start reducing the size of the federal government by just taking specific actions today. I hope you learned something. I'm Tristan with Radically Rational Radio. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you in the next episode. Stay resilient.